So after solving the first two by factoring and then by using square roots, now what we're going to do is solve by graphing. So this will be a calculator-based method. So what you want to do is identify the left side and the right side. So these are two separate equations, and what we're trying to find is what values of x make them be true. Now usually this kind we can't solve by factoring, nor by taking square roots, so this one would not factor. It doesn't have integer or rational solutions, and wouldn't really be able to take square roots either because we have this linear term in the middle, that 1x, or x to the 1 power. So solving by solving by graphing is a way that works pretty well. So pull up your calculator, and what we're going to do is on the one side we're going to put that as our y1. And on the other side, whatever's there, we're going to put as our y2 and hit zoom 6 so we can kind of see what this graph looks like, okay? So here's the parabola, and the second line is y equals 0, which is this horizontal line right here, the x-axis. What we want to know is where are the two places where those two lines intersect, and the x values of those two will be our solution. So like you see in the instructions here, let the left side be y1, we did that. Right side be y2, we did that. And then do second trace intersect. Okay, so second trace intersect. Second trace intersect is number 5. And move your cursor close to where they cross. So here's the one line going horizontal, here's the parabola. So right where you see the cursor, that's one of the solutions. So it says hit first curve, hit enter. It says second curve, hit enter. And for guess, you can hit enter a third time. Okay, so the intersection of this one is at x equals 0.438. So that's one of our two solutions, x equals 0.438. Okay, well the second one is where it crosses over on the other side. So this is the right side of the parabola where it's coming back up. Second trace intersect again. Go to the right until you're close to that intersection. Where it says first curve, you can hit enter. Second curve, as long as it didn't move at all, you can hit enter again. For guess, hit enter. So this one is around 4.5615. So that'd be 4.562 when you round correctly. X equals 4.562. Okay, so these are your two solutions, solving by graphing. And so you can tell it's kind of similar to what we did before. Where we get two solutions, except this time you don't have to factor, you don't really have to do much calculations, it's all just in the calculator. Okay, so your second one, similar idea. Go to y equals, clear it out. The left side, x squared plus 6x plus 4 is one solution. So x squared plus 6x plus 4. And y2 equals 0, because that's the right side of the equation. Hit graph. So the two places it crosses, again, are your two solutions. So you have one right here, which is at like -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5.3. And here's the other one at -1. It's a little before it, so maybe -0.7, something like that. -5.3, -0.7. It's good to have an idea of what you think the solutions might be before you actually find them. Okay, so second trace intersect is number 5. Move to the left until you're close to that first intersection. Hit enter 3 times. And x equals -0.764. -0.764 is your first one. Now the other one will be further to the left, more negative. Second trace intersect is number 5. Go further to the left. And when you're close, hit enter 3 times. -5.236. So -5.236. Okay, so again, it's a real quick and easy way to find your solutions. There are going to be other ways that we can solve without factoring, but this is a fairly simple one. Okay, now when you look at practice 3, each one of these a little bit harder because it's no longer equal to 0 for either one. That's going to be fine. Still follow the same steps as before. I recommend pausing it, try it on your own, unpause, and then work on it with me. Okay, so if you tried on your own and didn't quite get it, we can go through it now. If you haven't tried yet, maybe you can see the beginning of the setup and then try it on your own. So it's 3x squared plus 5x minus 12. And the second one is y equals 8. Okay, go back to the graph. So here's your parabola. It crosses the x-axis right here, but we don't really care actually where it crosses the x-axis, but we care about where the two lines cross each other. So they cross each other up here and up here. So it's both around y equals 8. So again, second trace intersect, and choose which one you want to go to first. Right now I'm at 0, -12. So if I go to the right, it'll take me up close to this one, and then hit enter 3 times. So that's x equals 1.88. Okay, and my other one is going to be a negative solution because it's over on the left-hand side over here. So again, do second trace intersect. Go to the left, down across the bottom, now up the left-hand side. And again, hit enter 3 times. So negative 3.55. So as you can tell, this can be a pretty quick way to solve. Now, one reason that this might not be a great way to solve all the time is, you see we're only getting decimal answers. So a lot of times some of the other solutions are going to require you to have answers as square roots or as fractions, and if you're getting these decimal answers, they won't show up in the multiple choice. Now, if you know how to convert back and forth, that's not quite as much of a problem. Okay, so your last one, it's going to be a little different. This line right here is a slanted line, so not a horizontal one anymore. And this one right here is a parabola, so we're going to have to see where those two cross each other. Now, looking at that, we're going to have y equals x squared, and this one is going to be negative 2x plus 7. Okay, looking at the graph, let's see if we can see where both of them cross. So there's one. Okay, so here's one of the intersections, but the other one is up here somewhere. So let's change our window so we can see a little bit higher up. Maybe switch my y max to be 30. Anything that's bigger, hopefully we'll be able to see where they cross. So there's one. Good. Now we can see the one crosses here, the one crosses here. It almost feels like we could count it, but there's no real reason to count when you can get the calculator to tell it for you. Okay, so moving over, second trace intersects, get close to that intersection. This is not your solution. Okay, it says first curve, so it wants you to hit enter 3 times. This intersection is at 1.828. So x equals 1.828 is the first solution. Again, our other solution is going to be over here, okay, but then up a lot more around here, okay, where these two cross each other. So just moving left, right, up, down gets you close, but again, it's not going to tell you the exact solution. So you want to do second trace intersect, okay, go left until you get up close to that point of intersection, then you can hit enter. For second curve, hit enter. For guess, hit enter. Negative 3.828. Okay, and so these are the two x values of your two intersections. So again, the one was right here. That would have been this one, the x value of that intersection. And the other one was right here. That would have been this one, the x value of that one. Now the y values don't really matter. Again, we're looking for which x values make this true. Okay, so there's some of them. You can look at the homework and choose some of those and try to solve them by graphing. Or what you can do is go back to the original ones, the ones where we solve by square roots and solve by factoring, and see if you can get the same answers by doing this. Each one of the methods should yield you the same answers. Now again, factoring won't work for some of them. Solve by graphing will always work, except sometimes it'll give you answers which are decimals, and you maybe wanted the answers in square roots, or you wanted the answers in fractions instead of the decimals. So that could be